Good morning. I haven't seen you at this gym before. I'm Alex, by the way.
Hi, Alex. I'm Maya. I just joined last week and I'm interested in getting fit, but I'm unfamiliar with some workout terms. I would be very happy if you could help me and tell me how I can get fit faster.
Of course, Maya, I'd be happy to help. What kind of fitness goals do you have in mind?
Well, I want to lose a bit of weight and just generally get in shape. I've heard people talking about cardio and strength training, but I'm not really sure what the difference is.
That's a great question. Cardio is short for cardiovascular exercise, which is any activity that gets your heart rate up for an extended period. Things like running, cycling, or using the elliptical machine are all forms of cardio. It's excellent for burning calories and improving heart health.
Oh, I see. So that's why people who want to lose weight spend so much time on the treadmill. What about strength training? Is that just lifting weights?
Strength training is any exercise that builds muscle by making your muscles work against a weight or force. It definitely includes lifting weights, but it can also be body weight exercises like push-ups, squats, or resistance band workouts. The goal is to build lean muscle, which actually helps you burn more calories even when you're resting.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that muscle burns calories even when you're not exercising. So, if I want to lose weight and get toned, I should do both cardio and strength training?
Exactly. That's what fitness experts call a balanced approach. Combining both types gives you the best results. Typically, people might do cardio 3 or 4 days a week and strength training 2 or 3 days a week with at least one rest day.
Rest day? Why would I need that if I'm trying to get fit quickly?
Rest days are actually crucial for your progress. When you exercise, especially with strength training, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. Your body needs time to repair those tears, which is how muscles grow stronger. Without adequate rest, you risk injury and burnout.
I've never thought about it that way. So, pushing myself to exercise every single day might actually slow down my progress?
Precisely. It's about working smarter, not just harder. Speaking of which, have you heard of HIIT workouts?
HIIT? No, what's that?
HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. It's a workout style where you alternate between short bursts of intense exercise and brief recovery periods. For example, you might sprint for 30 seconds, then walk for 30 seconds, and repeat that pattern for 15 to 20 minutes.
That sounds tough but efficient. Why do people prefer it over just running steadily for the same amount of time?
Great question. HIIT has been shown to burn more calories in less time compared to steady state cardio. It also creates what's called the afterburn effect, or EPOC, excess post exercise oxygen consumption, where your body continues to burn calories at an elevated rate for hours after you've finished exercising.
Wow, that sounds like exactly what I need since I'm always short on time. But I'm a bit worried about jumping into something so intense as a beginner. Would that be too much for someone like me?
You're right to be cautious. It's always best to ease into a new fitness routine. Maybe start with what we call moderate intensity workouts and gradually work your way up. The key is to find your baseline fitness level and progress from there.
Baseline fitness level. What does that mean exactly?
Your baseline fitness level is essentially your starting point, what you can comfortably do now without overexerting yourself. For instance, if you can walk briskly for 20 minutes without getting too winded, that's your cardio baseline. From there, you can gradually increase duration, intensity, or both.
It makes sense. I've also heard people at the gym talking about reps and sets. Could you explain what those are?
Sure thing. In strength training, a rep, short for repetition, is one complete motion of an exercise. For example, one push-up from start to finish is one rep. A set is a group of consecutive reps that you complete before taking a rest. So if someone says they did 3 sets of 10 reps of push-ups, it means they did 10 push-ups, rested, did 10 more, rested, and then did 10 more.
I see. And how do I know how many reps and sets I should do?
As a beginner, it's usually recommended to start with 2 sets of 8, 12 reps for each exercise. This range helps build both strength and endurance. As you get stronger, you can increase either the weight you're lifting or the number of sets and reps.
That's helpful. Thanks. I've also noticed people talking about feeling the burn. What exactly does that mean?
Feeling the burn refers to that sensation of fatigue or mild discomfort you feel in your muscles during exercise, especially toward the end of a set. It's caused by a buildup of lactic acid and other metabolites. While it's often seen as a sign that your workout is effective, it's important to distinguish between this good burn and actual pain. Pain, especially sharp or sudden pain, is a warning sign to stop.
That's an important distinction. How do I know if I'm pushing myself enough without risking injury?
That's where the talk test comes in handy. During moderate intensity exercise, you should be able to talk but not sing. During high intensity exercise, you should only be able to say a few words at a time. If you can't speak at all, you might be pushing too hard. On the other hand, if you can easily carry on a lengthy conversation, you might not be pushing hard enough.
The talk test sounds like a practical way to gauge intensity. I've also heard about people bulking up or toning up. What's the difference?
Bulking up refers to significantly increasing muscle size and mass, which typically requires specific heavy strength training and a caloric surplus, eating more calories than you burn. Toning up, on the other hand, is about developing lean muscle definition without necessarily gaining size. It usually involves moderate weight training with higher reps and maintaining a balanced or slightly caloric deficit diet.
Oh, I definitely want to tone up rather than bulk up. I was worried weight training would make me look too muscular.
That's a common concern, especially among women, but it's actually quite difficult for most women to bulk up because they naturally have lower testosterone levels than men. Testosterone plays a key role in building larger muscles, so strength training will help you achieve that toned look without making you bulky, unless you're specifically training and eating for that purpose.
That's reassuring. I've also heard the phrase staying in shape. Is that just a general term for being fit?
Yes, staying in shape generally means maintaining your fitness level rather than working towards specific new goals. It's about consistently exercising enough to preserve your cardiovascular health, muscle strength, flexibility, and body composition. The specific definition can vary from person to person depending on their individual baseline and goals.
I see. And what does it mean when people say they're out of shape?
Being out of shape means your fitness level has declined from what it once was or from what's considered healthy. You might notice you get winded more easily, feel weaker, or have less endurance than before. The good news is that our bodies respond remarkably well to consistent exercise, so you can get back in shape with regular workouts.
That's encouraging. I've also heard about muscle memory. Is that a real thing?
Absolutely. Muscle memory refers to your body's ability to regain fitness and strength more quickly if you've been fit before, even after a long break. It works because while you might lose muscle mass when you stop exercising, the nuclei in your muscle cells, which increase during training, tend to stick around. That makes it easier to rebuild the muscle when you start training again.
That's fascinating. So even if I take a break from working out in the future, I won't completely lose all my progress?
Exactly. You'll still need to put in work to regain your fitness, but it typically happens faster the second time around. That said, consistency is still the most important factor in fitness. Speaking of which, have you heard of progressive overload?
No, what's progressive overload?
Progressive overload is a fundamental principle in fitness. It means gradually increasing the weight, frequency, or number of repetitions in your workout routine over time. This consistent challenge forces your body to adapt and get stronger. Without progressive overload, your body gets used to the same routine and you hit what's called a plateau.
A plateau? That sounds like something I should avoid.
A plateau is when your progress stalls despite continuing to exercise. It happens when your body has fully adapted to your current workout routine. To break through a plateau, you need to change something, increase the weight, try new exercises, adjust your rep ranges, or even change up your workout schedule.
I understand now. It's like my body needs new challenges to keep improving. What about nutrition? I've heard people talking about macros. What are those?
Macros is short for macronutrients, the three main categories of nutrients that make up the bulk of what we eat: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Each plays a different role in your body. Protein helps build and repair muscles, carbs provide energy, and fats support hormone production and cell health, among other functions.
So I should pay attention to all three, not just count calories?
Exactly. While calories matter for weight management, the quality and balance of your macros affect your energy levels, recovery, and overall health. For example, after a workout, consuming protein helps repair your muscles. That's why you see people drinking protein shakes at the gym.
Speaking of protein shakes, are supplements necessary for getting fit?
Supplements are exactly what the name suggests. They supplement a balanced diet, but aren't necessary for most people. The basics like protein powder can be convenient, especially when you're busy, but you can absolutely get fit with just whole foods. The most important nutritional factor is consistency, just like with exercise.
That's good to know. I've also heard the term functional fitness. What does that mean?
Functional fitness focuses on exercises that help you perform real life activities more easily. Instead of isolating specific muscles like traditional bodybuilding might, functional training often involves compound movements that work multiple muscle groups together, mimicking the way you move in everyday life.
Can you give me an example of a functional exercise versus a non-functional one?
Sure, a squat is a great functional exercise because it strengthens the same muscles you use when sitting down and standing up from a chair. In contrast, a leg extension machine that works only your quadriceps in a seated position doesn't directly translate to many natural movements.
I see the difference now. What about core strength? I hear that term a lot.
Your core includes the muscles in your abdomen, lower back, hips, and pelvis. These muscles work together to stabilize your spine and connect your upper and lower body. Strong core muscles improve posture, balance, and stability, which benefits nearly every movement you make, from lifting groceries to playing sports.
So core exercises are more than just about getting flat abs?
Absolutely. While core exercises can help define your abdominal muscles, their primary benefit is functional. Planks, for instance, engage multiple core muscles to improve stability. A strong core also helps prevent back pain, which is a common issue for many people.
This is all so informative. What about flexibility? Is that important for fitness too?
Definitely, flexibility refers to the range of motion in your joints and length of your muscles. Good flexibility helps prevent injury, improves posture and balance, and can even reduce muscle soreness after workouts. That's why many people incorporate stretching or activities like yoga into their fitness routines.
Should I stretch before or after working out?
It's best to do dynamic stretches before working out. These are movement-based stretches that warm up your muscles, like arm circles or leg swings. Save static stretches where you hold a position for after your workout when your muscles are warm. Stretching cold muscles can actually increase your risk of injury.
I've heard the term cross training. What does that involve?
Cross training means varying your fitness routine by incorporating different types of exercise. For example, if you primarily run, you might add swimming and cycling to work different muscle groups and reduce the risk of overuse injuries. Cross training also prevents boredom, which helps with long-term adherence to exercise.
That makes sense. I think I'd enjoy mixing things up. What about active recovery? Is that different from rest days?
Active recovery is a middle ground between intense training and complete rest. It involves low-intensity activity like walking, gentle yoga, or easy swimming that promotes blood flow to help repair muscles without causing additional stress. Many people schedule active recovery days between harder workout days.
So on some rest days, I could do light activity instead of nothing at all?
Exactly. Active recovery can actually speed up your recovery process compared to complete inactivity. It's especially beneficial after a particularly intense workout.
I've also seen people wearing fitness trackers. Are those helpful for beginners?
Fitness trackers can be valuable tools for monitoring your progress and staying motivated. They can track metrics like steps, heart rate, and calories burned, which gives you objective feedback on your activity levels. For beginners, having this data can help you establish baselines and set realistic goals.
Speaking of goals, I've heard about SMART goals in fitness. What does that mean?
SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of a vague goal like get fit, a SMART goal might be able to run 5 kilometers without stopping within 3 months. This framework helps you create clear, realistic goals that you can track progress toward.
That makes a lot of sense. Having specific targets would probably keep me more motivated. What about mind-muscle connection? I've heard that phrase before.
The mind-muscle connection refers to consciously focusing on the specific muscle you're working during an exercise. For example, during a bicep curl, you'd concentrate on feeling your bicep muscle contract and extend rather than just moving the weight. This mental focus can actually improve the effectiveness of your workout by ensuring you're using the intended muscles correctly.
That's interesting. So it's not just about going through the motions, but really thinking about what you're doing.
Precisely. Mindfulness in exercise can greatly enhance your results. It helps with proper form, which both maximizes benefits and reduces injury risk. Speaking of form, that's another crucial term to understand.
What exactly does good form mean in exercise?
Good form refers to the proper body alignment and movement pattern for a specific exercise. Using correct form ensures you're targeting the intended muscles safely and effectively. Poor form not only reduces the benefits of the exercise, but can lead to injury. It's often better to lift lighter weights with perfect form than heavier weights with compromised form.
That makes sense. I think I'd rather start with lighter weights and focus on getting the movements right.
That's a wise approach. Form should always come before increasing weight or intensity. Another term you might hear is compound exercises versus isolation exercises.
What's the difference between those?
Compound exercises work multiple muscle groups simultaneously. Examples include squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and rows. Isolation exercises, as the name suggests, target just one muscle group at a time, like bicep curls or leg extensions. For beginners, focusing on compound movements gives you more bang for your buck since you're working more muscles in less time.
That's good to know. I should probably start with those compound exercises then. What about circuit training? Is that something beginners can do?
Circuit training involves moving quickly from one exercise to another with minimal rest in between. It's great for combining strength and cardio benefits in a time-efficient workout. Beginners can absolutely do circuit training. Just start with simpler exercises and lighter weights. A basic circuit might include squats, push-ups, rows, planks, and jumping jacks, doing each for 30 seconds before moving to the next.
That sounds like a great way to get a full workout when I'm pressed for time. I've also noticed people doing different things on different days, like leg day or arm day. Is that important?
That approach is called split training, where you focus on different muscle groups on different days. It's primarily used by more advanced lifters to allow adequate recovery between working the same muscle groups. As a beginner, a full body workout 2-3 times per week is often more effective since you're working each muscle group multiple times per week with adequate recovery time.
I've also heard about something called muscle confusion. Is that related to split training?
Muscle confusion is a concept suggesting that frequently changing your workout prevents your body from adapting to a specific routine, thereby avoiding plateaus. While variety is beneficial, the principle of progressive overload we discussed earlier is actually more important for continued gains. Some consistency in your routine is necessary to master proper form and track progress effectively.
So I shouldn't be completely changing my workout every time.
Exactly. It's better to keep a consistent routine for several weeks, gradually increasing intensity, and then make moderate changes rather than constantly switching things up. Think evolution, not revolution, when it comes to your workout plan.
That's a helpful way to think about it. What about target heart rate? I've seen charts on some of the cardio machines.
Your target heart rate is a range that represents the optimal intensity for your cardiovascular workout based on your age and fitness goals. It's typically expressed as a percentage of your maximum heart rate, which is roughly estimated as 220 minus your age. For fat burning, people often aim for 60 to 70% of their max heart rate, while improving cardiovascular endurance might require 70 to 85%.
How can I tell if I'm in that target zone without heart rate monitors?
That's where the talk test I mentioned earlier comes in handy. Another method is the rate of perceived exertion, or RPE scale, where you rate how hard you're working on a scale of 1 to 10. For moderate intensity, you'd want to be around a 5, 6, where the exercise feels challenging but sustainable. For high intensity, you'd be at a 7 and 8, where it's very challenging but you can maintain it for short periods.
These are all such practical tips. What about cortisones? Are they really necessary after a workout?
Cool downs are definitely important. They allow your heart rate and breathing to return to normal gradually, which helps prevent dizziness or fainting that can occur if you stop suddenly. A proper cool down also begins the recovery process, potentially reducing muscle soreness. Just 5-10 minutes of light activity followed by stretching can make a big difference in how you feel later.
I'll make sure to include cool downs then. Speaking of recovery, what's the deal with foam rolling? I see people doing that a lot.
Foam rolling is a form of self-myofascial release, essentially a self-massage technique using a foam cylinder. It helps release tension in your fascia, which is the connective tissue surrounding your muscles. Regular foam rolling can improve flexibility, increase blood flow to muscles, and reduce soreness and recovery time. It might feel uncomfortable, especially on tight spots, but it shouldn't be painful.
That sounds like something I should try. Is there a specific time I should foam roll?
You can foam roll before a workout to increase blood flow and mobility, or after a workout to aid recovery, or both. Many people also use it on rest days to help with recovery. Just a few minutes targeting major muscle groups like your back, legs, and shoulders can be beneficial.
This has been incredibly helpful, Alex. I feel much more confident about starting my fitness journey now that I understand these terms and concepts.
I'm glad I could help, Maya. Remember that consistency is key, and don't be afraid to ask questions, whether it's to me, other gym members, or the staff. Everyone starts somewhere, and most fitness enthusiasts are happy to share their knowledge.
Thank you for being so patient and thorough in your explanations. Would you mind if I asked you for advice now and then as I progress?
Not at all. I'm usually here around this time most mornings. It's always nice to have a workout buddy or someone to check in with about progress. And don't get discouraged if things seem challenging at first. That's completely normal.
Thanks again, Alex. I think I'm going to start with a simple full body workout today, focusing on those compound exercises you mentioned. And I'll definitely make time for a proper cool down.
That sounds like a perfect plan. Just remember to listen to your body and enjoy the process. Fitness should enhance your life, not become a source of stress. I look forward to seeing your progress.
I appreciate that perspective. I'm looking forward to this journey and learning more along the way.